واقتحموا غرفة نوم رئيس المنتخب وهو بجوار زوجته، ثم خطفوه وكأنها مشهد من فيلم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ايه اللي حصل مع مادورو في فنزويلا؟ ولا حاجة. الامريكان ما عجبهمش ان يبقى هذا الرئيس موجود في دولة في العالم الذي تحكمه الامبراطورية، فراحوا خلعوه من مكانه وخلصوا منه، وهيجيبوا رئيس بمعرفتهم او في حدود ما يرضونه. قالت العرب قديما: لا حرة بوادي عوف. وقلت لكم ان احنا في يناير خرج بالتوازي معانا حركة احتلوا وول ستريت، وقلت ان هي دي الثورة العالمية الحقيقية، ان الحكاية بدأت عندنا، لان احنا عندنا خزان الوقود. زي ما بداية تدوير الموتور كده بيبدأ من الكربيراتير، من نقطة احتراق الوقود، لكن الكربيراتير مش هيشغل العربية، لازم الوقود المحترق ده يتنقل للمحرك، والمحرك هو اللي هيدور العربية. احنا كنا الكربيراتير، كنا غرفة الاحتراق، لكن كان الموتور بدأ يدور فعلا عبر حركة احتلوا وول ستريت التي استطاعت الإمبراطورية أن تسيطر عليها وأن تطفئ جذوتها عبر العملاء الذين يعجب الجماهير كلامهم ويتبعونه ويمشون وراءه، ولا يلتفتون إلى مظهر واضح وكاشف كالذي حدث مع مادورو. خليكوا كده، يعني كل واحد إذا جابوا للمجنون 1000 عقل على عقله ما هيعجبوش إلا عقله. فليهنأ العبيد بعقولهم وبراحتهم، كما أشير دائما، تقول العرب: لا حرة بوادي عوف. ما دام نزلت في وادي عوف فيبقى أنت عبد. ما تنزلش في وادي عوف وهو يقول لك: لا أنا عايز أخد منك الجمل ده أو الناقة دي، وأنت بترعاها عنده في الوادي اللي هو حمى بتاعه لا يسمح لأحد بنزوله إلا بإذنه، فتيجي تقول له: لا والله أنا مش هبيع لك الجمل، أنا حر. لا يا حبيبي، أنت مش حر. حر ما ينزلش وادي عوف، أو ما يرضاش بأن مثل هذا الوادي بقوانينه هو الذي يحكم المشهد، وهو الذي يحكم حتى الأودية المجاورة. take or leave زي ما بيقول الأمريكان، خذ أو دع، ما فيهاش فصال. إذا قبلت تنزل في وادي عوف فأنت لست حرا يا أيها العبد الذليل. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Mira, pero ven acá, no se metan para acá, no sabemos qué hay ahí que se queda pegado.
The United States has just captured the Venezuelan president Nicolás Maduro and his wife after the massive operation in Caracas overnight, and they have been flown out of the country. According to Trump, U.S. forces first launched massive strikes inside Venezuela's capital at around 2 a.m. on the night, wherein at least 7 explosions were heard in Caracas, accompanied by low-flying aircraft and power outages. Then, U.S. forces carried out a special operation in which Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife were taken into custody and flown outside the country. U.S. officials have not yet released operational specifics nor any information about where they have taken Nicolás Maduro. The Venezuelan government called it an imperialist attack and urged citizens to take to the streets. It was not immediately clear who was running the country, and Maduro's whereabouts were not immediately known. However, this marks a significant escalation between the two countries, as Caracas declared a state of emergency and mobilized forces in response.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolás Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. And if you think about it, we've done some other good ones, like the attack on Soleimani, the attack on al-Baghdadi, and the obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites just recently in an operation known as Midnight Hammer. All perfectly executed and done. No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York, it's Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors, operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement, caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea, just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in a ready, what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. We had many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was more